Hello, everyone. Welcome to 2D Board Gamers. My name is Dave, and today we're going to continue my deck crafting series, this time with the pool aspect. This is the new aspect that came in Deadpool. So this is a deck that you should be able to plug in with any hero, and you should do fine with it. Now, of course, there are some of these symbols here, and that can make things a little rougher, but based on how powerful the encounter deck is. The other thing you have to remember when you play pool is you add this treachery card into the encounter deck, which is Crisis on Infinite Deadpools, and if this comes out, then you're shuffling this set of cards in, and it works like Shadows of the Past. So it's basically a second Shadows of the Past. All right, well, let's take a look at the deck. So we got Bob, Agent of Hydra. He costs 2, 1 thwart, 1 attack. You'll notice there's no consequential. 2 hit points. After Bob, Agent of Hydra enters play, deal 2 damage to an enemy or remove 1 threat from a scheme, and it has an acceleration token. Headpool costs 3, 2 thwart, 1 attack, 1 hit point. After Headpool attacks and damages a minion, that minion attacks another enemy of your choice. It has an Amplify. And then we got Negasonic Teenage Warhead. She costs 4, 2 thwart, 2 attack, 4 hit points. When a treachery card is revealed, deal 2 damage to Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Cancel the treacheries when revealed ability. And it's got a hazard. Then we got Cut Upper, which is the pool version of Uppercut. Cost 3, deal 5 damage to an enemy and stun that enemy. Get Ragey, which is the pool version of Get Ready. Ready an ally. That ally gets +1 attack until the end of the phase. Get in front of me, which was Get behind me. When a treachery card is revealed from the encounter deck, cancel its when revealed effect. The villain attacks you instead. If an ally or another hero defends this attack, draw 1 card. Then we got Not My Responsibility, which is Great Responsibility. It's a interrupt now instead of just a hero interrupt. So when any amount of threat would be placed on a scheme, you or an ally takes it as damage instead. Then we've got the 3 pool resource cards, which they do is double the number of resource cards generated if your identity has sustained less than 5 damage, triple the resources instead if you've sustained no damage. So this would give you 3 energy. These other 2 do the same thing, except for 3 mental and 3 strength. Or up to. Get Good. It costs 2, but reduce the cost by 2. So if you lost your previous game of Marvel Champions, this is free. But when a player would be defeated, they set their hit point dial to 1, change to alter ego form, and remove this card from the game. So it's like Drax and Captain America's ability. Healing Factor costs 3, max 1 per player. After the player phase begins, exhaust Healing Factor, heal 2 damage from your identity. Stick-to-itiveness, which is the tenacity modification. 2 cost upgrade, hero action, spend a strength resource and exhaust this card to ready your hero. So tenacity, you discarded it, so now you'll have to exhaust. Then pool isn't really as fleshed out as the other ones yet, so I've got some more basic cards than normal. So we got Agent 13 here. 2 thwart, 1 attack. After Agent 13 attacks or thwarts, choose a shield support, ready that support. So this is for like thwarting. Lockjaw, it costs 4, 2 thwart, 2 attack, 2 consequentials each. 4, you may play Lockjaw from your discard pile during your turn. So the idea is if you got a bunch of resources and nothing to spend them on, that's what Lockjaw is good for. Nick Fury costs 4, 2 thwart, 2 attack, 3 hit points. After Nick Fury enters play, choose one. Remove 2 threat from a scheme, draw 3 cards, or deal 4 damage to an enemy. At the end of the round, Nick Fury will go away. We've got the double resources here. Since we got a lot of spendy basics, I threw in 2 copies of the Power of All of Us. We got crew quarters. Play under any player's control. Exhaust crew quarters. Heal 1 damage from an alter ego. Got the helicarrier. Exhaust helicarrier. Choose a player. Reduce the resource cost of the next card that player plays this phase by 1. This also works with Agent 13 because she could ready the helicarrier. Downtime. Play under any player's control. You get +2 recovery. Endurance. You get +3 hit points. Then we got kind of the standard modifications. We got the X-Jet if you're playing an X-Men. So you can generate a strength resource for a player whose identity has the X-Men trait. And the Quinn Carrier if you're playing an Avenger. Exhaust Quinn Carrier to generate a wild resource. Some other cards to consider if you're playing X-Men is you could throw in the X-Mansion, which is another way to heal. You could swap out, like crew quarters or downtime or something maybe. Probably I would say crew quarters. So that's another option. And then of course if you're playing Web Warriors, there's lots of basic Web Warriors that you could swap cards out for. Yeah, and another card that I would consider, which if you saw my pool series, I had in a lot, but I didn't put it in this particular deck. But another ally to consider would be Professor X. He costs 3 thwart, 0 attack. But after Professor X enter play, choose one. You can confuse the villain, stun a minion, or radiant X-Men character. So if you're playing X-Men, Professor X would be good. If you're not playing X-Men, then it's all based on if you want to confuse the villain or stun a minion. All right. Well, so that was my deck crafting for the pool aspect. So you can take this deck and you should be able to plug it into any hero, and you should do fine. And again, remember with pool, you also would have to include the Dreadpool modular set. So, all right. Well, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.